Oh, good morning. Right here from City Hall, Auburn. I got an invitation to come in this morning. I got a story time coming this way. Thank you for having me this morning. Got my little Santa bell ready going this morning. You know what? With everything going on this year, it's so great to be able to come here to the chambers. And guess what? The mayor, Jason Levesque, allowed me to sit in the chair this morning. And with the beautiful poinsettias around me this morning, I still practice in safety. I've got my mask with me. While I'm in here, I got my face shield, but I took it off because sometimes it fogs up and I'm in the safety area myself in this area. So I wanted to wish everybody Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho! I knew you'd be waiting for one of those. And I'm glad to be here this morning. And guess what? I got a little story time going on here. Santa comes to Maine, so how appropriate for the city of Auburn and our local area to talk about Santa coming to Maine. So if you'd like, I would start reading this story. It takes me a second to. Santa is coming to Maine. Well, boomed Santa, have all the children from Maine been good this year? Well, mostly, answered the little elf. The old elf, too. He hustled across the busy workshop to Santa's desk. Santa pinned down and over to the elf, behind the tall, teary piles of letters that children from Maine had sent to him. Mostly, asked Santa, looking over the top of his glasses. Yes, they all have been especially good in the last few days, said the elf. Well, jolly good, chuckled Santa. Ho, ho, ho! They better get better. Oh, excuse me. They will get better for their presents loading up. Even though the sack, well, presents, which I got right here, looks pretty good size, which it normally is, got really, really big. And the elves got really, really small. They seemed to have no trouble loading it onto Santa's sled, though how they managed it to fit such a big sack onto the little sled, even they didn't know, but they somehow did it. Splendid, boomed Santa. We're ready to go. Santa's getting ready right here. And here he goes. Not quite, Santa, said the little old elf. One of your reindeer is missing. I wonder where that one is. Santa's out here looking. Missing? Which one of the reindeer is missing? Asked Santa. The youngest one, Santa, said the elf. It is his first flight tonight. I've called him, but just then the young reindeer strolled up, munching on black carrot, chomping away. Where have you been? Asked Santa. Well, but the youngest reindeer was crunching so loudly that it's no wonder he hadn't heard the little old elf calling his name. Oh well, never mind, said Santa, giving the reindeer a little wink. He took out his sleigh navigation and tapped it for the coordinates of Maine. This will guide us to Maine in no time. Of course, the reindeer was going crunch, crunch, crunch. You can see right here, he's chomping down on the old carrots. Reindeer like carrots. They love apples. Then with a flicker of the reins and a jerk of the harness, off they went racing through the sky. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. We will soon have the presents delivered into the pine tree state. Santa's off with his reindeer on the sleigh. Santa's sleigh through the starry night, heading south across the Arctic Ocean. On they flew to the wintry air across the coastal over the Hudson Bay. In a wink of the eye, the sleigh was flying over Quebec City and on towards Maine. The youngest reindeer was very excited. He had never been away from the North Pole. Here they are flying, got a starry night, got the moonlight on them, How fantastic, that's fun time. They just crossed Mount Ton when suddenly they ran into a blizzard. The snow was coming down so high I couldn't see. Snowflakes whirled all around the sleigh. They couldn't see a thing. The youngest reindeer was getting a bit worried, but Santa didn't seem concerned. In 2 miles, the Santa's navigation is a bossy lady. Keep to the left and to the next star. But Nana, Santa blustered, I can't see any stars in all the snow. Soon they were hopelessly lost. Not so good, that navigation system. Then through a howling blizzard, the young reindeer heard a faint ringing sound. Ding dong. He looked over to the older reindeer, which one had a red nose, but he had his head down. I wonder who that is with a red nose. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Boy, there's a lot of them in here. There's a sound again, like church bells ringing. The youngest reindeer turned around and looked at Santa. But Santa was listening. It seemed to be arguing with that little box with buttons on it. And with a flicker of the harness and the jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug. He headed towards the sound of the bells, pulling Santa and the sleigh behind him. Whoa! Cried Santa as he pulled his hat to straight. What's going on? Then to his surprise, he heard the ringing sound. Well done, young reindeer, shouted cheerfully. It must be the bells of the Cathedral of Immaculate Conception in Portland. Don't worry, children, Santa is coming. Then suddenly, crunch! Look what happened there. Gifts are taken off, so there's some surprise. I don't know exactly what's going on here. The sleigh hit something as a plummet through the snow clouds. You have arrived, said Santa's navigation unhelpfully. Finally, when they saw the snow had died down and the clouds had parted, Santa discovered exactly where they are. Stuck right in the middle of the Christmas tree at Monument Square, right in Portland. Then he hollered out, Santa did, everybody pull. The reindeer pulled all their might until at last, a screeching noise, the sleigh straight clear of the tree. Santa steered them safely over Portland's public library, along the waterfront district, past the Portland Observatory, and down into the Eastern Promenade. So things got going a little bit better for Santa and reindeer. Wow, this is a nice story. Lucky there was no real damage done, thank goodness, but there was packages that had been doubled up. Santa quickly sorted them out, the presents in order again, which is good to know. All right, Santa says. Thank you, young reindeer. I know where we are now. Don't worry, children. Santa's coming. So Santa's getting ready to go again. I got myself all loaded up. Wow, here we go. What's happening here? Santa drove his sleigh exactly from rooftop to rooftop all over Maine, popping in and out of chimneys as fast as he'd go. That's pretty good for a chubby fella like me. There were big chimneys in Augusta, and I had to watch out, and there were small chimneys in Waterville. He squeezed down the thin chimneys in Camden and plummeted down the fat chimneys in Freeport, Maine. The young reindeer, amazed about how quickly then, Santa never seemed to get tired. I love it at all. And he looked like the children of Maine was going to be very lucky this year. But the youngest reindeer started feeling a bit worried and quite hungry too. He looks a little down in the dumps there. Santa looks a little wondering what's happening here. He caught Santa over on the left here, skipping down into a chimney. In the house after house, Santa divvied inside his sack for packages in every shape. So that is something right there. That's a big choice to do. He piled them under the Christmas tree, carefully filled them up, the stockings, with surprises. In the house after house, the good children of Maine left, you know what, large plates of cookies, small glasses of milk, and big crunchy carrots. Santa took a little bite of each cookie and a tiny sip of milk, wiped his beard, and chocolate chips would be there, and he popped the carrots into his sack. So he's been very busy inside too, so everybody can see. Then, see what happened. From Bangor to Biddeford, from Bar Harbor to Brunswick, from Kennebuck to Presque Isle, and all those places in between, Santa and his reindeer visited every house in Maine. Santa delivered the presents to Aiden, Benjamin, Brooke, Carter, Chloe, and Edith, Mary, John, and Clara. Laura. I get my names mixed up. I usually forget one, Laura. And they had such fun at times. And here we are traveling across the state of Maine. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, let's continue to see what's happening here. Finally, Santa had delivered his last presents on the long Maine list. Great moons and stars, sighed Santa, in the past midnight. And my sack seems to be heavy as ever. I hope I haven't forgot anyone. Santa opened his sack to check, but it was full of juicy, crunchy carrots. Santa divided the carrots among all the reindeer. Well done, he said, patting the youngest reindeer gently on the nose. But the youngest reindeer didn't hear him because he was too busy munching. Crum, crum, crum. Then it was time to set off for home. Santa reset his navigation one more time to the North Pole. And as soon as they were speeding above the Arcadia National Park, there we go, and over the Appalachian Trail, through the crispy, starry night, Santa proclaimed, "Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas to everyone!" And Santa's laughing. Merry Christmas, Maine, and to all a good night. Please take care and be safe, be kind. God bless.